Yo, happy Scorpio season to Sagittarius and Pisces. Let's get into it. You hear the tone of my voice, and it's because I don't want to personalize this, but maybe it'll help the whole lesson if I do, because it'll show you the hands-on experience that I have dealt with. So before I get into it, these are the rated Benjamin tees, though. You understand what I'm talking about? So you can go to the channel and look near the cover photo, and you will see an Etsy icon. You can click on it, and it'll take you to my Etsy store where you can actually purchase these. These are the male renditions. If you want, the female renditions will be here in a few days. They come in the V-neck style. I know this is black and white. You can't see the color. This is green. This is a dope green too. This is Irish green. And but there'll be other colors available. If not in the store right now, more shirts should be available underway. So let's get into it, right? I want to say, hold on. Let me say this before we get deep into it. I want to say, I got my notes here. You know, there's some aspect themes that I want to go over. What is relative, beginning with the obstacles that you will face between taking action in your dreams. So there might be some things that is immediately in your way, preventing you from addressing your dreams. This goes for both of y'all. And these things need to be handled if you ask me. This will also be a lesson. This will also be a test of some sort. The universe testing you to see, if you ask me, if you can handle something that's put in front of you that prevents you from going after your dreams. You know, can you take a time out instead of charging full steam ahead on your dreams to take it? And these could come in the simplest form of just having a conversation with someone, speaking on the phone with them, text conversation, whatever the case may be. Can you do that before you address your dreams? Can you, and I need to take my own advice in some of these areas too. I've been doing well, but you know, been using discernment for certain things as well. You know what I mean? But can you put simple tasks in front of your dreams at this time right now? You may say, well, what does that have to do with my dreams? My dreams are everything, and I want to pursue my dreams, and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, yeah, but you may be missing a very important lesson should you just jump towards your dreams at this particular time. And this is why this obstacle is here. It's something you got to learn. It's something you got to learn. And not only that, to make things seem, to let you know that things are not crumbling. You know, your dreams are not crumbling or shattered. Mars, which is causing this obstacle, will transit to Cancer in 2023 in March, Pisces season. And it'll be the aspect that presents opportunity, which aspects Neptune, which is your dreams. So you'll be able to have an opportunity to do what it is that you want to do with your dreams come that time. But this time, you might want to obey the transit, is pretty much what I'm saying. Now, ease and luck will come should you want to make a transition based upon the action that you're taking right now. So again, if we use an example, we're talking about Mars inside of Gemini, right? You could be running errands. Let's say you gotta sign some papers off that's just been sitting on your desk. You haven't been approaching it because you're like, I'll take care of that later. You gotta sign these papers and you gotta put them in a mailbox and ship them off. It could be something that small. Let's say you go do those things, right? You go do those things. Somehow that will result into you being lucky when it comes to being seen as an authoritative figure, being effective as an authoritative figure. You understand what I'm saying? And what happens is, you may not see it right now because it's right in front of you. This will catapult you into a successful position. You understand? So, and the reason why I'm talking about more along the lines of the action that you're taking, you got to remember Mars is exalted inside of the sign of Capricorn. You know what I mean? So Capricorn rules over the recognition and the status power, right? So the action that you take right now is Saturn being, and especially if you got it, if you got this, whatever it is that you're doing in the realms of the internet, even more, because Saturn is in Aquarius right now. You know what I mean? Or if it brings people together on a wide scale, even better for you. You know what I mean? Now, focus and thoughts, right? Focus is the sun, thoughts is Mercury. Those two together will bring you clarity during Scorpio season, to both of you. All right? So wherever things was muddy before, you'll see a light at the end of the tunnel now. But don't get crazy about that. have gratitude that you've had this pondering and you've had this insight, and kind of leave it at there until, again, another time, another opportunity presents itself for you to capitalize off of this clarity. You know what I mean? Just be grateful that you have it, because you didn't have it before, you know? Taking action on your thoughts will bring you luck right now as well. So if you have a thought that says, I got this hunch about something, but I don't particularly know. And then you say, you know what? I'm just going to take action to find out what I need to find out. And then you take action and you find that out, and you're just like, oh, okay, that'll bring you some luck. You understand what I'm saying? And you might be second guessing it too. You might be like, this is something I don't really want to do. It's up to you though. You know what I'm saying? The plan is compelling. They're not going to force you. Sometimes you got to use discernment. You might have a deeper wisdom, a deeper insight that says, I'm going to pump my brakes on that. I don't care how curious I am. You know what I'm saying? Because the Gemini energy can have you very curious right now, to where you want to use Mars and take the action to be inquisitive, or to talk to this one, or to talk to that one, and who knows what it could bring, you know? But again, the opportunity or the decision is yours to make. I'm just giving you the information. There will be obstacles in you expanding and taking action. So, and it's relative to the action that you took prior to this point in time that we're at right now. All right. So whatever networks and people that are responsible for you expanding, revisit those networks and those companies, or whoever these people are, family members, whoever they are. Cross your T's, dot your I's. Make sure everyone is qualified for this ride. All right. And it might all check out fine, but there's something you missed. There's something that you glossed over that you should be sure of. So you can, and this is how you can gut check it. If there's something that's making you uncomfortable in the pit of your stomach about how this thing is about to transition and move forward, this is more of a reason to check this out, because Jupiter's going in retrograde. So you want to be more optimistic about the feeling of the people that you have chosen to expand your vision, right? You're being a visionary, especially you Pisces in this situation. You want to make sure that these are the correct people to bring you to where you want to go, especially things that are related to your dreams, you know? So Jupiter will be going into the sign of Pisces, which represents your dreams. And when doing this, you'll be able to feel a cloak of protection as well, because Jupiter will protect you, you know? I would say you got about a 90% track record of protecting. The other 10%, you're going to have to fall on Saturn. You're going to have to, what it is that you do, you're going to have to stand up for that. You know what I mean? But Jupiter is very protective, and sometimes it comes in the form of not giving you what you want, or not giving people what they want. So just be mindful of that. Also, look for people looking for people who qualify. Look for people who are self-serving and know how to be bigger picture people. You know, who could fit inside of the whole picture. And I'm not even saying that they have to be team oriented. Like, they can just be great at what they do and still be an asset in the bigger picture, right? Independent contracting is like a field of work that you can utilize that concept for. Focusing on your dreams can bring you luck right now. So you might be multitasking with Mars being inside the sign of Gemini, and while you're doing it, you're just focusing on your dreams at the same time. You know what I mean? It can be done, especially at this time. So that will bring you luck, right? I said, now taking action on your dreams, it may not be the best thing to do right now, but you can focus on them, and that'll bring you luck. All right? So Sagittarius, the sun is in Scorpio, which is the sign of your 12th house. So there should be some isolation going on with Sagittarius right now. And Pisces, you could be understanding of this because you are a Pisces. 12th house rules over Pisces. And not only that, the sign Scorpio is a secretive sign. The sign Pisces is a secretive sign. So you should know all about this if Sag wants to keep secrets, if he wants to keep things under wraps. The thing is, though, Scorpio is an energy that's about life after marriage, right? So the introspect that comes for Sagittarius right now is going to be reflecting on that time, or those times that you have shared together after the union has been situated. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're not a part of this in some type of way, Pisces, it's a red flag. And you probably have to go deep into the psyche to understand why you're not a part of this. Or if you are a part of this and it's in a way that you feel uncomfortable, that needs to be dug up and brought out to the surface as well. You know what I'm saying? But between the two of you, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's something that should be publicized. You know, Pisces, the sun is in the ninth house for you, so you should have a greater understanding or be able to focus and concentrate and understand what Sag is going through, because ninth house rules over Sagittarius. So you can feel more in their element, or should I say more empathy for what it is that they're naturally focusing and concentrating on. You know what I mean? And put yourself in their shoes. And this can also give you clarity on how they perceive you to be, or how they perceive others to be. Pisces is real good at this because they're comprised of all of the 12 signs, but at the same time can get drained and get lost in this, and can also be saddened by this, because you might just experience that the way Sag looks at people is discomforting, or flaky is a word that they use a lot, or reckless, careless about how they handle people or situations. And this can be situational, right? And you just got to deal with it, and you just got to be like, well, man, okay, and just deal with it the best way that you possibly can. And being in a union, that's kind of like, it's like, okay, I get it, that's them, and it's up to you to be willing to decide if you're continuing to ride it out that type of way, because it's Scorpio season. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna stick it out, if you're gonna say it's us against the world, then you're gonna stick it out. It is gonna be what it is. But you got to understand that wrestle of life after marriage. It's going to be, we in it or we not, we together or we parting. You know what I'm saying? Because 8th house is also about divorces as well. 9th house is where the litigation takes place for divorce. And 9th house rules over Sagittarius. So there's always this fleeting potential in the background of that Sag soul of theirs, if you will. You know what I mean? And I really don't like to be dark and dreary about this. Usually I'm upbeat and always praising this combination as a power couple, but there's some things that if not explained to each other here, and they have to be investigated, which Scorpio suggests, it makes one feel like, man, you couldn't just been vocal about that, like keeping it a beam with me instead of going around it or being flaky about it, or just keep it, because if I gotta find out through investigation, it's gonna hurt a Pisces. You understand what I'm saying, Sag? And Sag, you could be hurt by Pisces too. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? You might be forward and be like, hey, say this, or come here and do this, that, and the third, especially with Mars being in your 7th house, Sag. And this is what I probably really need to just skip forward to right now, right? And speak about that Mars in the 7th house for Sag, because I think Sagittarius, I know Sagittarius gets caught up in it being about them inside of the 7th house. And I know that's what the signs and the signals suggest, right? Exerting yourself as an individual inside of, but the classroom is about the 7th house, so it's still a classroom. You know what I'm saying? Although your individual prowess is inside of that classroom, be mindful of that, Sag. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful that your relationships are here, so it's not always about you. It's about the other person, and not only that, it's about being fair to the other person, right? Including them in a way that doesn't say, hey, look at me, it's all about me. Including them in a way that says, this is an established relationship because I do this for you, you do this for me. I show up for you, you show up for me. I text you, you text me. I call you, you call me. You know what I mean? It's reciprocal. It's not, hey, I'm Sagittarius, look at me. I'm fiery, I'm spontaneous, let's do it, Show up, where you at? You know what I mean? Like, it can seem very selfish. It appears very selfish. And if you're not aware of that, then there could be some type of conflict there. And it kind of sucks, right? Because Mars is going to be there for the next 6 to 7 months. And you might, despite knowing this information, you might still have the urge and desire to be self-fulfilling inside of a house that is about 2 or more people. So even if Pisces is not explaining this to you, you might have other people that you're in relationships with that are not romantic or whatever the case may be, and they may be telling you about this stuff. They may be saying, look, I'm tired of you speaking that way, or I'm tired of you behaving this way, and that was reckless what you did, that was inconsiderate what you did, so if it ain't, but anyway, the planet Venus, oh man, it just feels sour. I need to take care of some things, right? Or the Sagittarius in my life need to take care of some things. But Mercury is in the sign of relationships for Sag. So let's get to solutions, right? Let me be more solution oriented. With Mercury being inside of Libra, it's about the 11th house for Sagittarius. So Pisces, you'll be able to understand whether you're this Sagittarius' friend or not. I got a video talking about Sagittarius is not your friend. So this is really the chopping block right now. This is really where you get to experience and see what friendship means. The way that they communicate with you will show that. And at least it'll be enough proof for you to determine whether or not, or to show where y'all stand with each other. You know what I mean? And fair is fair. If you figure out that it's not what you thought it was, cool. At least you know now. You know what I mean? But these types of friends are also the types of friends that help Sag, how should I say it, be more career oriented. So this can get topsy-turvy too, because Pisces, you got to decide whether you are one of those people that assist in that. So how it could be sometimes when you're a couple with someone, and but their career is totally separate from what it is that y'all got going on with each other. And that's cool, right? Sometimes that works in relationships. Like, yo, you got your career people, that's your stylist, and they all do all that for you. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? I'm like Stedman in the background waiting for Oprah to come home with them teddies. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just like, cool, that's us. But it's like, if you are suddenly being brought into that arena, that 11th house arena with Sag, this is more of that, hey, look at me, and it's just like Pisces might feel like, yo, that's your career. You know what I'm saying? That's your circle. That's your network of friends that y'all do what y'all do. Like, I'm your partner. I'm your life partner, should I say. You know what I'm saying? Or your relationship partner. I'm not your corporate partner. You know what I mean? But if y'all are corporate partners, cool. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that needs to be established as well. That needs to be communicated as well. Pisces got Mercury in the 8th house. So it's more about being secretive right now for Pisces. And again, this is where there could be some disconnect here, because Pisces may need to just communicate with the people that they need to communicate with in order to take care of some real serious matters. The 8th house is heavy. This is why I'm speaking like this. The 8th house is extreme, yo. So not only are the highs very high, when you do this correctly and you manage this energy, you manage your time effectively, you manage your resources correctly, you see the results of that power, But the other side of that is extreme. The lows are extreme. So coming out of the ashes is something that is very serious. And if, again, like I was speaking about the Jupiter whole thing of going retrograde and all that, if the people are not qualified, then Pisces is going to want to speak to the people who are qualified at this time, because this is one of those extreme times, whether they're highs or lows, and it's just like, oh, you could be around when I'm high, not when I'm low, but when I'm low, maybe you want to be around when I'm low, and you might say, oh, that's a great thing if people come around you when you're at your worst, and it's just like, what is it? Because if they come around at my worst and they can't contribute, if they don't qualify to be around at my worst, then this is not cool. I got to go around the people who are qualified to be around me at my worst. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just how it might be going down right now. See, Venus, the money planet, is inside of the sign of Scorpio right now. So Pisces is really going to be trying to siphon their resources, their money, into ways that can regenerate and recycle more money. You understand what I'm saying? And this may be in the sense of doing things a different way that they've never done it before. And Sag got their resources, their spending habits in the 12th house, which is more secretive and under wraps and dealing with things that is multicultural or, in a melting pot kind of way. And that can gel well because 9th house is about other lands and different cultures. 12th house is about foreign lands, right? So that can gel well. But if y'all are in some type of business together, you understand what I'm saying? When you pool your money together in these types of outlets, it should be about that. Unless y'all taking trips and y'all got it all together already, and y'all got shared time over here, and y'all got mansions over here and different properties, which would be fantastic. If I'm talking to this type of Pisces and Sagittarius couple, y'all go do y'all thing. But if y'all not, don't kid yourself into believing that y'all are something that y'all not, and that y'all could play with each other on these different levels when you can't, because Scorpio is a sign of life after marriage. And if y'all don't have that type of connection, ask yourselves why, and why are y'all playing with each other like y'all do. Now, with Mars being in the sign of Gemini for you two, Mars, again, I already explained what that is for Sagittarius. For Pisces, it's about the home life. So, are y'all living together? Do y'all got separate residences? You know what I'm saying? These are questions y'all need to ask ourselves. I know you might think this is cliche or a textbook because I'm talking about relationships, but some people don't live together, you know, and they still be together. So it could be like that. Some people got multiple residences and they, you know, they're well seasoned and they be like, yo, I'm going to hang out at the cottage. Like, yo, I'm going to go hang out at the beach house. All right, deuces. Text you later or whatever, you know, FaceTime you later or whatever the case may be. I don't know what y'all doing, but there's some secretive energy. Mercury's in the 8th house for Pisces, and the Sun and Venus is in the 12th house for Sag. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all about that whole taboo sex for Sagittarius and stuff like that. So if y'all not having sex, that's a red flag. But if y'all are fantastic to the Sagittarius and the Pisces that are having sex right now, because y'all are having the sex that I was talking about before when it comes to the taboo sex and the type of sex that is beneficial when you got a Sag. You know what I'm saying? But if not, Sag might be doing somebody else. And I really don't mean to start trouble, y'all. I don't, but I just got to keep it a being, yo. It's the type of shit that y'all could be facing. You know what I'm saying? So don't kid yourself is what I'm saying for Sag and Pisces during Scorpio season. Don't kid yourself. Stop playing with each other if y'all are, because it's too serious of a time to be doing that. And y'all might have been doing it too longer than you should have been. All right? This is what I got for y'all. Happy Scorpio season. I'm out of here.